Yes.
What is the material in the stent? What is it made of?
So it's titanium, as far as I know, and nitinol. And the fabric, different companies use different fabrics. So some companies use polytetrafluoroethylene, or PTFE, and some use a modified Dacron, which is very thin. And one of the questions that most patients ask me is, what's going to last longer, me or the stent? So I say, well, you know, we think the stent. Yes?
You ever run into trouble that you have an emergency patient come in and your operating room's already busy?
Oh, Ms. Escaf would be very interested in this topic. So we've actually, you know, we're a provincial referral center for vascular surgery, and we take patients from across the province. The center actually opened in 2005, and we had specific funding from the Ministry of Health to enable taking patients from all over Ontario. And one of the main mandates of the center is if you get a call from another hospital, job one is to take that patient, because only about 14% of hospitals in Ontario have a vascular surgeon. And if you get called about something, it's usually a life or limb-threatening problem. So the way that we address the specific issue that you discuss is we actually created 2 centers, one at St. Mike's and one at UHN, and we have a shared on-call system. So on odd number days, UHN is first up. So if somebody ruptures an aneurysm in Port Perry on an odd number day, and I'm on call, they'll call me. I'll call the operating room, and if the OR is available and there's an ICU bed, I'll take the patient. And the culture at this institution has really changed since we became a center. Everybody understands we have an obligation to take these patients. If for any reason I'm in the operating room or I can't take the patient, St. Mike's takes the patient and vice versa on even number days. We're about to publish this data. In the 4 years since the center opened, we accepted more than 97% of the patients that we were referred at either UHN or St. Mike's. So we're now a provincial resource for patients with acute vascular disease. Yes?
When do you expect aortic valves to be replaced on a normal basis for people who need a valve replacement using non-invasive technique? I understand it's being done now, but normally the state is open heart surgery.
Well, the truth is that these valves are only being used. First of all, they're not approved generally for use by Health Canada, so they're being done on a compassionate basis. And generally, only patients that are not candidates for open valve surgery are being considered for percutaneous valves. I don't think that the results are good enough to warrant making this the standard of practice. I'd be a little more comfortable if somebody like Dr. Scully was on the podium and answering this question, since he's an expert in valve disease. But I don't think that the results at this stage, relatively early days with the percutaneous approach, warrant making that the gold standard operation. But, you know, we didn't have as good results with the endovascular grafts 8-10 years ago as we have today. The technology has changed dramatically. The devices are much, much smaller than before. So we used to have a device that might be 10 millimeters across. Now it's 6 millimeters across. 10 millimeters is pretty big, and it's hard to fit that into somebody's arteries. 6 millimeters, just about everybody can accommodate. So these advances in technology, better fixation, better visualization, better materials, they'll all contribute to making this a more viable operation as time goes forward. And we need to be able to provide this service here. I'm trying to go around to people haven't heard from. Yes, please.
Can you do a stent graft at an intersection?
That's actually, we make a living out of doing that. So yes, the idea is that you can come from either one side or the other, or from one side from below and from the arm above, and you can build branches inside of patients because the stent grafts come as components. So there's absolutely no problem doing that. Yes?
Would there be any advantage in replacing the PET scan with NMR?
Well, we've actually talked about doing intraoperative MR imaging, and as I showed you the initial picture of the 4,000 square feet, the north end of that space is where we put the multi-purpose OR. The south end of that space is going to be where we're going to put something called the guided therapeutics room. This is outside of the program that I run. This is going to be more for cancer treatment. And it's anticipated that that will be a room where we actually move equipment in on a temporary basis, like for 6 months or a year, move it out. And the possibility of doing MR-guided surgery exists and will be a reality at Toronto General. We felt that for the way that diseases present in the cardiovascular system, the union of CT scanning and angio was more appropriate. So that's what we went for. Oh, sorry. No, unfortunately, he was aware of what we wanted to do, and he never saw the finished product, which is most unfortunate.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rubin. I'm sure you'll all join me in thanking Dr. Rubin for taking the time, because he's a very busy guy. My name is Linda Goldsack, and I have the privilege and honor to work with Dr. Rubin and Dr. Scully and all of the other superstars at the Peter Munk Cardiac Centre to fundraise. So it's just wonderful when you can take the time out of your busy day, Dr. Rubin, and come and do this and share the advances. I have to say, it makes me feel very inadequate on a daily basis when I look at what you guys do here. It's really tremendous, and we thank you. And I'm sure the whole room agrees with that, and hope you all enjoyed the presentation by Dr. Rubin. Ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to just thank you again for being here, and I wanted to thank Kristen Irish for spearheading today, putting all of the details into place to make this happen, and the foundation staff, because without them, none of this could ever come together. It was a terrific adventure to hear what was going on with the MPOR. And I also wanted to invite the members now of the R. Fraser Elliott Society and the Partners for the Future Society to join us for a special one-on-one with Dr. Rubin, and I believe that to do that you could go and meet with Robert Windrum over on this side of the room. He's going to take you into a quiet little place where you can have some other private one-on-one. And that really brings us to the end of the presentation this afternoon, and please do stay, socialize, enjoy, and have some more treats at the back of the room. And thank you once again for being with us. Thank you.